Let's just jump right into it. Have you ever wondered if someone walking into a room could know exactly what you want before you even say a single word? Or if there was a surefire way to instantly spot when someone's hiding the truth? In this explainer, we're pulling back the curtain on 3 psychological tricks that feel like literal mind reading. And trust me, once your brain learns to spot these patterns, you will never unsee them.
We've got to start with a pretty shocking reality. 93% of people are essentially a completely open book. They work around every single day having absolutely no idea that their private thoughts, their real feelings, and even their deepest fears are constantly broadcasting to the world through subconscious patterns. It's a wild thought, right? I mean, people assume their thoughts are safely locked away inside their heads, but their nervous systems are constantly betraying those secrets to anyone who knows exactly what to look for.
So, to structure today's explainer, we're going to quickly cover the mirror trap, the silence cage, the cold read frame, and finally, the ultimate defense strategy.
All right, trick 1, the mirror trap, or the science of subconscious trust.
The whole engine behind this is what's called the similarity attraction effect. On a purely subconscious level, your brain is constantly scanning the room for people who have the exact same rhythm and vibe as you. The very second it finds a match, it entirely bypasses your conscious logic and just flags that person as safe. That is the ultimate exploit, sitting right there in the human nervous system. Picture this. You're at a bar, maybe a networking event. There's someone sitting there with their arms crossed, sipping their drink slowly, just giving off this very closed-off energy. Most people make the massive mistake of walking up with loud, high energy and a big smile, trying way too hard to impress, and it fails almost every single time. Why? Because the nervous systems just don't match. The other person's brain automatically reads that loud confidence as a threat or just totally fake. But if you do the opposite, if you sit close but relaxed, sip your drink slowly, and match their quiet tone, they start opening up within 90 seconds. Professional hostage negotiators use this exact skill. It's called behavioral mirroring, and they use it to build trust in life-or-death standoffs by purposefully slowing down their speech to match a stressed, anxious person.
If you're actually trying to execute this in real time, it requires deep observation. Instead of planning what you're going to say next, just watch their body language and tone. Are they fidgety? Are they still? Once you have a read on them, subtly match that pace. And I don't mean mimicking them like a parrot, but if they lower their voice, you drop yours. Then comes the real test. Once that subconscious rapport clicks into place, shift your posture to lead. Lean in slightly. If they subconsciously follow your movement, boom, you're effectively inside their head and they trust you more than almost anyone else in the room.
Now, how do you actually defend yourself against this? Well, if you're talking with someone and they seem suspiciously easy to talk to, or it's flowing way too fast or way too smooth, check your body language against theirs. If they're matching you move for move, you need to step back and ask yourself, are they actually agreeing with me, or are they just engineering the feeling that they are? Using your conscious awareness is your best shield here. The absolute second your rational brain notices the trick, the subconscious spell breaks entirely.
Moving on to trick 2, the silence cage, also known as the pressure of dead air.
Look, most people aren't just annoyed by dead air, they are genuinely terrified of it. There is this unbearable itch, a physical pressure that builds right in your chest to fill the silence the second it appears. And research backs this up. The human brain physically panics after just 4 to 7 seconds of an unanswered silence. In interrogations, FBI negotiations, and honestly, just normal everyday conversations, whoever breaks that silence first almost always gives up the most information.
Think about how this plays out in high-stakes environments, like a tough salary negotiation or a job interview. If an employer comes back with a lowball offer, beginners and amateurs immediately panic. They counter, or worse, they start justifying themselves out loud, rambling and completely weakening their own position. But professionals, they do the exact opposite. They just sit there in silent, relaxed, comfortable discomfort. And 90% of the time, the other side cracks first and sweetens the deal just to escape that agonizing silence.
Applying this is incredibly simple, but man, is it uncomfortable? First, ask an open question that requires way more than a yes or no. Something like, why did your last relationship actually end? After they give their rehearsed answer, resist the urge to nod. Actually, scratch that. Don't even validate them at all. Just count to 5 silently in your head while holding soft, relaxed eye contact. Because of that biological panic we talked about, 9 times out of 10, they're going to keep talking and reveal exactly what they were trying so hard to hide. Their own discomfort physically forces the protective mask right down.
So, to protect your own secrets, you have to recognize that physical itch to speak the very moment it arises. When you feel that unbearable urge to ramble after you've already answered a question, physically stop yourself. Take a slow breath. Remind yourself that this silence is a deliberate tactical tool.
You owe absolutely no one extra information just because they went quiet on purpose.
Which brings us to trick 3, the cold read frame, or the illusion of mind reading.
The psychology behind this one is honestly wild. It's rooted in something called the Barnum effect, named after P.T. Barnum, the master of illusion himself. The core principle here is that people will eagerly accept vague, general statements about themselves as being uniquely true and deeply personal, provided those statements are delivered with absolute total confidence. I mean, this is the entire engine running behind psychics, fortune tellers, and tarot card readers. It creates this instant, incredibly powerful illusion of a profound personal connection.
The secret to making this work is targeting universal human tensions. Think about it. Almost every human being on the planet wrestles quietly with feeling exhausted from putting on a strong front or feeling underappreciated for giving so much to others, right? We all balance outward ambition with a quiet fear of failure. These aren't unique traits at all. They are just the shared human condition. When you package those broad human truths into specific observations, the results are just staggering. Imagine you're on a date and you say, "You seem like someone who gives a lot to the people around you, but doesn't always get that same energy back." To the person hearing it, it feels like a total private revelation. Or in a business pitch, saying, "I think you're someone who values loyalty more than title," and people underestimate that about you. It taps directly into our universal desire to be seen and understood beneath the surface, and it engineers an incredibly deep rapport instantly.
The formula for this is super precise. You pick one of those universal tensions, but, and this is absolutely crucial, you never ask it as a question. Instead, you phrase it as a specific observation, like a fact you've already totally figured out. The key is to deliver it with unshakable certainty. If you hesitate, the spell breaks. But if you hold firm and just watch their reaction, they will literally hand you their own private, specific details to make your broad guess fit perfectly. And here is your ultimate defense tactic against this one. If someone ever says something to you that feels impossibly accurate, take a pause before you react. Quietly ask yourself, could this statement apply to almost anyone on this planet? 9 times out of 10, it's a resounding yes. Asking that rational question shatters the illusion instantly. It's exactly how you spot a smooth-talking salesperson or a love bummer from a mile away.
Finally, Section 4, the ultimate defense strategy, which all boils down to pattern recognition.
Because look, underneath it all, nobody is actually reading minds. They are just reading patterns in body language, biological reactions to silence, and universal human insecurities. Once you understand the underlying patterns, human behavior suddenly stops being this confusing mystery. Knowledge like this, it's a shield first, and only a tool second. You are empowering yourself to never be the last person in the room to understand what's actually happening.
As we wrap up this explainer, your brain now knows the mechanics behind subconscious mirroring, the painful pressure of dead air, and the illusion of the highly confident cold read. So now that you know exactly what to look for, I've got to ask, which invisible pattern will you catch happening right in front of you first? Keep your eyes open, folks, because you'll be amazed at what you start to see.